Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, oh my Lord Sri Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, you can turn your microphones on and we can chant together. Yeah, for anybody new coming here, because some new people may be coming along. This is chanting, and it's ecstatic chanting, and it's how to experience the greatest happiness in the world. It's the greatest happiness I've ever found. There's no greatest entertainment, greatest happiness. It's natural, it's free, it lifts you above all problems and all anxieties. Especially at this time, this is the perfect antidote for any problems you have with your mind and your emotions. This chanting will lift you into your natural state of spiritual awareness, whatever you want to call it. It's the highest stage of human evolution, and it's here accessible. Many reasons. If you want to learn more about this stuff, you can come to our classes every day and chant with us and experience it for yourselves. This is not religious. It's completely spiritual. It's scientific, and it's easy to perform for anyone and everyone. And it's the most powerful process I personally experienced on the planet. I've seen more transformations here in the last 5 years since we've been really teaching where people are coming than I've seen in anywhere. Everything else is expensive and doesn't work as good, and this is all free. I mean, this is amazing. And so anyway, it's my great pleasure to share this. And we have round-the-clock classes here every day, 24 hours a day. Everybody's juiced up and very happy about what's going on here and liberated from all anxieties and problems more and more and more. So come join us, everybody. It's free. And you won't be a loser. You'll be a winner coming here. You'll win something that is very rarely attained. So, come here and experience it for yourself. Okay? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. I'm
Krishna
alive now.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram.
Ram,
Rama Rama Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. We
Hare
have
Rama.
satisfied customers here.
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram.
Money back guaranteed, even though we don't charge anything.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama.
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama
Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama.
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
It's raining, it's
Hare
Hare
raining.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, 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 Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare
Rama Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare. Wow.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna.
Wow, take it when it's available. Hare Hare, steal it, take it. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna.
Rama Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Rama.
Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Steal the butter, steal the milk.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Rama.
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna.
Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama.
Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna.
Rama Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama.
Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Put that
Hare.
down a bit. It's a bit. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Rama.
Hare
Rama Rama.
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
We're separated with sitting.
Krishna Krishna, Hare. Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama. Thank you.
Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama.
Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
My situation is in movement.
Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna. My situation is in
Hare
movement.
Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna. Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Rama
Hare
Rama.
Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama.
Hare Rama.
Oh my God.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Rama.
Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Who
Krishna
is
Krishna,
praying?
Hare Hare.
Who
Hare
is
Rama,
praying?
Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Rama Rama.
What did you say, Tom?
Sorry?
What did you say?
Who is playing here? Who is in charge?
Oh,
Yes, I've told him, stop.
I thought you said where should the go Haridas?
Right. I'm turning my mic off because he's talking.
Oh, it doesn't matter to me. Now I'm the only one Oh,
Yeah, well,
this
it matters to Srila Gora Haridas, Tom.
is
Yeah,
strange.
I'm here. I have to do something here. I've got inspiring to do something, so I'm finishing it up. Just keep going, man. Keep this show on the road.
Yes,
Well,
Sri Haridas!
take Karuna off there because he keeps talking while I'm
That's
chanting.
okay. Let him do his thing.
Hare Rama,
Just chant. Just
Hare
chant.
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna.
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare Rama,
Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna, Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Nityananda, Shri
Hare
Krishna Chaitanya.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama,
Nityananda,
Hare Rama.
Nityananda,
Rama
Shri
Rama,
Krishna.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Nityananda,
Hare, Hare Rama,
Nityananda,
Hare
Shri
Rama.
Krishna
Rama
Chaitanya.
Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Nityananda,
Krishna, Krishna,
Nityananda,
Hare Hare,
Shri
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama.
Chaitanya.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare.
Krishna. Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama.
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
my Lord
Hare.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama,
Rama,
my
Hare
Lord
Rama,
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare.
Rama.
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Hari Hari Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari
Hare.
Hari Hari Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama,
Hari Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Krishna
Rama Rama
Krishna,
Hari Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare.
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hari
Hare Rama,
Hari
Rama Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari
Hare
Rama Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Hari Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Rama,
Rama
Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama Hari
Rama,
Hari Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hari Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hari
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama Hari
Hare
Hari Hari Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari
Rama,
Hari Hari
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hari 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 Rama
Krishna,
Hari Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare
Hari
Rama,
Hari Hari Krishna Hare Krishna
Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hari
Hare
Rama Hari
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hari Hari
Hare
Hari Krishna
Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hari Hari
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Rama
Hare Hare.
Rama Rama Hari Hari
Hare
Hari Krishna Hare Krishna
Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hari
Hare
Hari Hari
Hare.
Rama Hari Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hari 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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare.
Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama Hari
Hare
Hari
Rama,
Krishna
Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hari Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Hare.
Hari Rama Hari Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hari
Rama,
Hari
Rama
Lord
Rama,
Sri Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Rama Hari
Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Rama.
Rama Hari 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hari 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 Rama
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Rama 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 Hari 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 Krishna
Hare
Hari Hari
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hari 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 Rama
Hare
Hari
Rama,
Rama
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama
Rama Rama.
Krishna Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hari
Krishna,
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Krishna,
Rama Hari
Hare
Rama
Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Oh my Lord
Hare
Sri
Hare.
Krishna Chaitanya,
Oh,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Oh
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Oh Krishna, Hare Krishna,
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 Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama
Krishna.
Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Rama,
Hare
Rama Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare, Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna.
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ah,
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama. Oh my Lord Sri Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare Hare.
Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Rama Rama,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hari 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 Rama Hari Rama
Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hari Hari
Rama, Hare
Hari
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Hari
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama Hari 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama 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 Hari Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama
Hari Hari
Rama,
Hari
Hare
Hari Bo
Hare.
Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Krishna 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 Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Hari Ram
Krishna
Hari
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hari
Hare.
Hari Hari Krishna Hari
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Hari
Rama.
Hari Ram Hari Ram Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hari Ram
Krishna
Hari Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hari 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 Krishna
Hare
Hari
Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Hari Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare.
Ram Hari Rama Rama
Hare
Rama Hari
Krishna,
Hari Hari Krishna
Krishna,
Hari Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hari Hari
Hare.
Hari Rama Hari Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama Hari
Hare.
Hari Hari Krishna
Rama
Hari Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare.
Rama Rama
Hare
Rama Hari
Krishna, Hare
Hari
Krishna,
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari
Hare.
Hari Hari Rama Rama
Hare
Rama Hari
Rama,
Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama,
Krishna Hari Krishna.
Hare Hare.
Yes, I'm
Hare
mental and emotional. Yes, I love being this,
Krishna,
this Krishna mind and emotional. Yes, yes, very emotional. I love
Hare
that.
Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You should try it there, MJ. Yeah, come try some of this mentality. You'll love it, man. It's fantastic. It'll put a smile on your face, overcome all your problems, everything. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Sorry, it's
Krishna
all you.
Krishna,
I'm busy. I'm busy. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama.
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna.
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
yeah,
Hare
you know,
Hare.
see,
Hare Rama Hare
they
Rama
don't see this
Rama
as
Rama Hare Hare.
this is how you play when you're close with God. This is what it's all about. This is the greatest happiness. And because they don't see it, they think, oh, this is mental, this is crazy and everything. But we're happy. See, this we're meant to be in this kind of state, like Jesus taught it. We must become like a little child to enter the kingdom. And so the kingdom of God is this great transcendental pleasure in being close with God in His name, through His name, and not the religious God. No, that's all just materially motivated religions and all that stuff. It's contamination there. No, this is pure spiritual science. This is inherent in everybody's soul. This can be for you. You can be like this too. And as you see, I'm also in normal consciousness when I want to be, but I also like to be out of my mind for God. See, like St. Paul said, sometimes we're out of our mind for God, and sometimes we're in our right mind for you, for people like MJ there, who don't know, they look, that's not normal, man. What's normal is to be part of this world, and to do ceremonies and rules and regulations and to be controlled by demons and people who are material and only material things are real. Isn't that you, MJ, and everybody else in the world? Well, hey, man, we're controlled by what's spiritual, and in spirit. We worship God in spirit and truth. We know the name of God is that transcendental God nobody knows. See, so anyway, this is different, man. We do different here. This is unusual. This is a great gift for the world. We're here to give gifts and freedom and liberation and more. Greatest happiness in the world is here, this little Sangha here. Come and partake of it. Yes, stick with it for a while and you'll see this is great fun. This is great entertainment. This is great freedom. This is great purification. This is the greatest thing that you've ever seen in your life. You just don't know it yet. You got to stake around a while and get purified from all that garbage you picked up in this world, man. We're living in a world of demons lately. Can't you tell? They're here destroying everything and everybody in it. See, so this is the cure. This is the antidote. This is the medicine. We have medicine men and women in this sangha, shamans, transcendental contemporary shamans in the of this this thing here that we're doing. I'm the lucky woman. See, here's a lucky witness here. She's Fanny. Talk to Fanny there, MJ. I'm the lucky woman of the Grimmabring, whatever that is. I love chanting so much, the deepest pleasure in my heart. There you go. We got a witness. We got a satisfied customer here. Didn't even cost her anything. She just comes and is elevated this. So MJ, take see, this is a good thing. This is a fantastic thing. This is a spiritual thing. This is beyond the mental level. We're in bliss, man. This is bliss stuff. Okay, that's all you get. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Got to go back to business, transcendental business here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Rama
Hare Krishna.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna.
Rama Rama. Yes, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna Krishna.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama.
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Rama
Krishna.
Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare. Hare Rama, Hare
Rama
Rama.
Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare
Om
Krishna.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo
Namo
Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, let's read a little Srimad Bhagavatam here. Break it up a little bit. Prahlad Maharaj pacifies Lord Nishingadev with prayers. And this is Canto 7 and chapter 9. Canto 7, chapter 9. I'll start reading a little bit here. Jai Srila Prabhupada. The great saint Narada Muni continued, the demigods headed by Lord Brahma, Shiva, and other great demigods dared not come forward before the Lord, who at that time was extremely angry. You know, I'm amazed how so many Vaishnavas, they don't know anything about the Lord. You know, this one lady who claims to be somewhat Raghunuga, I was posted on Facebook. I don't believe in a God that's angry, and all this stuff, They don't know. They don't know that the Lord has full range of emotions and all that. They don't know about God. And, they think they know so much. It's really, if the devotees want to progress to the next platform of devotional service from the Vaidhi platform, which is full of speculations. I mean, all I see is that just speculating all over the place. We're just surrounded by them. Even in our own sangha, sometimes you got husbands, that are just, they don't believe in this mercy. It's amazing. They don't have any real understanding. They have to hear. They have to get the shiksha. Otherwise, they die, in ignorance of this. I'm amazed, they don't understand any of the simplest conceptions of devotional service, which are very simple when you hear them from a realized devotee. See, an experienced devotee who knows what is bhakti, man, feels it, relishes it, tastes it, is instructed by the Lord in their own heart, and also in the scriptures, which are awakened in their heart. So they get full realization. That's the best instruction. And not to receive that, you stay dry and ceremonial, and you just die in that state and take another birth. See? Here, this is the idea: is those who come here. Look at Fanny, and Amy, just by being receptive and open. This is the path. They're like Mars Parikshit was. He just sat with open, yes, let me hear from this nude guy, because he has real knowledge. I don't care about it. He didn't care about it, the dress of Shukadev Goswami, who had no clothes. He said, but you have knowledge, true knowledge. And I cannot have this on my own. I need it from you. This is the path, is submissive hearing from a realized soul. And otherwise you'll stay Vaidhi Bhaktas or whatever you are. You'll stay worldly. You'll stay political. You'll stay following the ceremonies and rules of external things, but you will not be liberated. You will not be a real devotee with real bhakti until you come and get the gift. You have to be awakened. Devotees have to be awakened. They need the spirit awakened. The spiritual senses, Jesus called it being, you must be born again to perceive the kingdom of God. Born again, I like in the Vaishnava teachings that the most 99.9% of Vaishnavas I've met don't really know the teachings. And as far as gurus and their followers don't know what it means to be born again. Born again is, in Vaishnava terms, which is a little more clear and scientifically clarified, is to have your spiritual senses, spiritual tongue awakened. There's a tongue inside our bodies here, that's spirit, and is capable of relishing the God in the form in this world as his name and sound vibration. But you has to be sparked. That dormant capacity has to be sparked and awakened. Otherwise, it's non-existent for you. You stay dry, like Lalita was saying in her class. They're going like this and they're dancing for Krishna, but there's no life in there. There's no real transcendental spirit in there awakened. It's just going through the motions. That's called external bhakti. We're here for those who are tired of that. Those who find it's like, isn't there something more to God than a bunch of empty bodies? Basically, they're temples that are not lit up. There's no real life. Real life is this devotion. Krishnadas Kaviraj said if Radha and Krishna did not come to this planet, it would be useless. What's the purport? In other words, Radha and Krishna represent devotion, which is pure, is holy, and Krishna represents the conclusive understanding that's relish, and that is manifested in the form of chanting the holy name. When bhakti is awakened in you, and me, and everybody else on this planet, and you chant God's, or just forget about it being God, just chant the name Krishna, which is the supreme pleasure, and you know what it means because you're experiencing it. Now that's an experienced devotee. That's a real teacher. Chanting and not tasting that transcendental pleasure to the point of tears, laughter, and choking and everything else means you can't really help anybody very well in this world. You don't know the truth. Knowing the truth is tasting the truth with transcendentally awakened senses. Yes, yes. And you get a glimpse of what that is. You see devotees. That's why the person says, "Oh, what are you, mental?" Yeah, you're seeing what you cannot see. You get a glimpse into what people in the spiritual dimension of consciousness are experiencing, because that truth is being demonstrated here in the form of the prayer of Jesus. Thy will be done on earth. That's what you're seeing here. The will of God in spirit, or these beings, let's say these beings in spirit, is being done here, so that people can see what is real forever. This is real forever. We're showing you a glimpse of reality by being here every day, 24 hours a day. Somebody's giving classes and teachings about this eternal reality, man. Otherwise, what do you got? Carl Schwab's reality, man. He wants to shape your reality into a dystopian future. George Orwell, 1984 on steroids, man. That's the Lord's Maya. That's the Maya coming in to mow everything down. That's not spirit. So the real kingdom of spirit here, look, we're living in spirit, man, and in truth, eternal spirit, eternal emotion. That's why people come here. Ooh, what do you do? Why are you so emotional? Why are you crying? Because this is what they do in spirit, my friends. This is what they do in the kingdom of God. This is what Jesus Christ is doing. You get to see it firsthand now. This is what Lord Caitanya and his devotees are doing. This is what Nityananda is doing. That people have forgotten because they don't see it in a living being anymore. Here we got a whole group of people who are chanting in ecstatic bliss. You don't see with any of these gurus, not one of them shows it, because they don't have it. Even if they did, what good is it for you? Because you don't even know what it is. Look, Prabhupada has so many disciples. He had it, but didn't show it profusely or teach about it. He left that work for us, so that people can now get it. Otherwise, it's only for Prabhupada, and he takes it along with him. What do you think? Lord Caitanya wanted to express it, wanted to share it with his brothers. He even said, I got this load of spiritual, emotional jewels, emotional ecstasy of worship. And if people are in this Varanasi are not receiving it, like many Vaishnavas right now are not receiving it. What, I got to take it all back. So Prabhupada took all of his emotional, ecstatic worship of Krishna back. So did Bhakti Siddhanta, and so did Bhakti Vinod, because it wasn't time to distribute it. Well, now is the time. That's why it's here. That's why it's manifested publicly. And you got to get it through when it's manifested publicly. Otherwise, it just goes on, like Prabhupada took it back. Bhakti, that's why the Vaishnavas are where they are. It's dry, ceremonial, doing this empty Swami step still. They could be nice and sincere and everything, but without ecstatic love, you're not delivered yet. This is the fact, man. Even that people don't know the Bhagavatam. Lord Brahma said, those who evince the symptoms of ecstasy, tears in the eyes, choking of the voice, hair standing on end, and on and on and on, they are promoted to the kingdom of God, where other people like that are, and acting like that, and do not take another birth in this world. So everybody, this is the Bhagavatam. People haven't heard the Bhagavatam yet. They read it, the Rhythmics read it, Balaram reads it, but don't understand it, do they? You have to have your spiritual body awakened by those who are empowered here to awaken it. Here we're not. I mean, why take any other guru or any other path? If you're really eager to know Krishna, you have to have this bhav, this prema that we have. Otherwise, you will not know Krishna. Krishna is only known by devotees who have real devotion, not practice devotion. Let's just practice being dry devotees. Oh, let's just practice devotional service and not knowing what it is. Okay? No, it's this is the practice. See, the practice is the tasting this bhakti, man. Why yours, Prema? Why not just being in love? See, this, Mayavadi, because this is all speculations you have. You're not an experienced devotee. What you say is not in line with the Vedas. See, I'm here to teach how bhakti yoga really works. And thank you for your teaching here. This is indirect by you just showing me and showing the world what doesn't work. People learn what works. Thank you for it. I'll just take that as a question, okay? See, so she says, why not just love? Because love has to have an object. The object of the love, the purest love in truth, that's eternal, is love of God. And more specifically, the incarnations that come here. Love of Krishna, love of Lord Caitanya, love of Christ. That's why they come, so that we get attached to them because they are spiritual objects. But you don't know that if you're just into, why not just love? Because it's still material love. It's not pure yet. Pure love is when you chant Hare Krishna and tears start pouring out of your eyes, and then these kinds of realizations that are in line with the real disciplic line will manifest in your heart, and you'll be a real teacher in our line. Otherwise, it's just all speculation like so many do. Oh, why not just love? That's New Age, man. That's what they say. It's all about love. Love of what? Well, just love. It's just a bunch of words. Like giving a Bhagavatam class and not knowing what you're talking about because you don't experience Bhagavatam. You don't relish Srimad Bhagavatam to the point of tears and bliss and ecstasy. Therefore, you don't know it. Not really. You got to hear it. Like Arjuna heard the Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam means knowledge, transcendental knowledge. He heard it from a person, didn't he? Whoa, that all changed now. You don't have to hear it from a person. Shukadev Goswami didn't just, or Maharaj Pariksit didn't just read the Bhagavatam. He heard the Bhagavatam. See, everybody wants to change. The Rhythmics want to change everything. Oh no, we got Prabhupada books. We know so much. Oh, we're just dry, hard-hearted, and mean and critical all the time of real devotees, if you ever find one. Hey, we know Prabhupada's books, even so everybody who's been self-realized has heard the Bhagavatam from a realized soul, living person in a friggin' body. Why don't you read the Bhagavatam? Wasn't Maharaj Pariksit a person? Wasn't he alive? Didn't he hear from a person? Wasn't Krishna alive? And wasn't Arjuna alive, hearing from a living person? All of a sudden it's changed because Prabhupada leaves. And nobody knows. Everybody speculates. The living gurus who are dead, they haven't heard yet because they haven't heard the confidential message of Bhagavatam. Otherwise they would know these things. That's why real devotees have to be sent, because after an acharya leaves, everything gets havoc again. Everybody gets, all the materially motivated persons who are looking at the pockets of the acharya, they take over and everything goes to hell, doesn't it? Come on, man. Look how many pedophiles are in Christianity and in ISKCONs and all that stuff. Haven't they? Have they been proven pedophiles? Don't we hear about that? Haven't they been court cases? What, you think they're your deliverers? Come on, man. Wake up. Devotees know their subject matter because their spiritual body is awakened. And that's what it's all about here. Otherwise, you're misled this way, you're misled, you're misdirected, everything miss. Miss what? Miss the mark, man. What's the mark? Prema Bhakti, man. With Prema Bhakti, what did Lalita say? That's the only thing that attracts Krishna. I heard that this morning. See? So no Prema, no attraction to the real Krishna, right? You see how I listen? I listen well. I hear things. As soon as I hear pure devotional concepts, my ear perks up. See, and they're spoken by devotees who can relate. They have relationship with the transcendental form of the Lord. See, you got to get that awakening from the empowered devotees, and that's what the world needs to learn. You can't do it on your own. Nobody's ever done it on their own. That's why I say you have to be sent, or you go in the real line. I just got the Bible and boom, I was there. I got Prabhupada's books and boom, I was there. I got the holy name, boom, I'm chanting in ecstasy. But who can do that? That means you got it in a previous life. I did what you're doing now. Because when you come back, you don't have to go through the hard rules, regulations, and be bewildered by all these materialistic gurus and ministers and popes. You will know better. And you'll just get the holy books, and the essence will jump out at you and give you great transcendental pleasure, like it did me. But most are not like that. That's why the devotees that are here to awaken people are sent. We all know Prabhupada was sent. He didn't get just enlightened because of his little association he had with Bhaktisiddhanta. And Bhaktisiddhanta just didn't get enlightened. They're all sent. Bhaktivinoda was sent. Okay? And to get this show back on track, obviously, we have the same kind of situation here. Because who's preaching like this? Was any of the gurus preaching like this? Was Narayan Raj preaching where he could awaken any real prema? And people even say, oh, that's too far of a goal, man. That is too hard to get. And he's right. Unless you're empowered and ordered and instructed, like Gohari was in 1996, you ain't getting this. It's too hard to attain. You have to get the order. You have to be empowered with this bhakti, so the Lord can use you and awaken others to the highest, even though we're the lowest person. And if people refuse to come the way of hearing from the devotees, coming to the point of being submissively hearing, then you'll just chant. Go ahead, get your pious brownie points. Chant, distribute Prabhupada's books, or follow religion, follow these materially motivated leaders and gurus and all that stuff. And by and after some lives or many lives, you'll realize, oh, let me come to a empowered living guru that's been sent to this planet and be delivered once and for all. See, everybody has a chance now. You can look at the witness. You could see River. You could see Govinda. You could see Lalita. You could see Ranga. You could see Tom. See, you follow in their footsteps. And you learn how to get through the door. They've entered the door. See, and they become the shepherd of those who are looking for the door, right? The door ain't in non-liberated gurus, man, who don't have ecstatic, intimate, loving devotion for the Lord, who can't chant the holy names in great ecstatic devotion. They are not doors. They are not experienced devotees. You are. You went in there, no, you got the gift, right? Just like those 11 apostles went to Jesus, they got the gift. They went in the door and they became the shepherd of the sheep, of how they had the right understanding, because they went in the correct way. And most people are going in the incorrect way, the way that doesn't work. See, you're proving to the world that it works when you're going the correct way. That's why Jesus taught, enter the narrow gate. The narrow gate is the correct way. The incorrect way is all over the place. It's all these different paths. They're all paths on the string of the truth, absolute truth, but they take a long time to get into the kingdom. This is the shortcut. It's always been the shortcut and always will be the shortcut. The devotee who has empowered and is has the real perfected relationship with spirit, the ultimate spirit, which is our source, called by different names, is always the way. They are the only ones that have clear intelligence, empowered intelligence, pure knowledge, real experience, pure experience of what is truth. Okay? And you just see, when you're sitting in this council, what council do we have? We have experienced devotees experiencing spirit. Okay? And we have the books, pure spiritual knowledge of the absolute truth, the science of it. We're sitting in this council and we're really blessed, truly blessed. Blessed are those who don't sit in the council of the wicked, means the opposite. And this is beyond. We're not sitting in the council of the righteous either. We're sitting in the council of the transcendental personalities. There's a difference. It's not good enough just to be good and to fight bad. It's the good and the bad in the world. It's still illusions. We sit in the council, blessed, truly blessed, truly purified, of those who sit in the council of the transcendental. That's those who have experience of the Supreme Spirit and worshiping that Spirit in ecstasy and rapture, and the holy books, the spiritual science. We're being counseled like that. Anyone who comes to this council will get a benefit, will get a purification, will become inspired, will become enlightened in no other way that I've seen anywhere. You don't believe it? Check it out for 30 days and find out. It's not going to cost you anything, but your illusions, your unhappiness, that's the cost, is to lose all your miseries. And you pick up being around people misleading you because they don't know what is the spirit. Being misled by the New Age and astrology and astrologers and the human potential movement, or some other paths that are very slow. Here we cut right to the chase, go right into the spirit, man. Learn the essence of all truths, experience our awakened spiritual emotions. This is rare. What we're teaching here is rare, rare, rare. Right? To show you what is empowerment. I don't have to sit there and dress for success like politicians, like these gurus, like the Pope. Well, you must be. This is only for unintelligent beginners. If you're just that way and you're an unintelligent person, oh, I'm really impressed. Look how the Pope is dressed. Look, he's in the big Vatican. Oh, he must be a real bi-medium for Jesus Christ. Oh, look at the big temple in Mayapur. Look at those big deities, and look at the big fat ass of that guru sitting on the throne there. You know, he must be a pure devotee. He's dressed so nice, and all these little GBC clerks got together and gave him a nice rubber stamp. He must be the way to God and Krishna. That's why you're dry and your gurus are dry, because you're all in illusion. They ain't truth, man. That's simple. Oh, we're reading Prahlad Maharaj. Sorry, I got spun off a little bit. I got off track, or maybe I got on track. Okay, I need a reader, man. My voice is okay. Who wants to read?
I want.
Go ahead, Tom.
Can I do the purport?
Yes, yes. Read the verse again, though.
Okay. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam 791. The great saint Narada Muni continued. The demigods, headed by Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and other great demigods, dared not come forward before the Lord, who at that time was extremely angry. Purport. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Narottama Das Thakur has sung in his Prema Bhakti Chandrika, Krodha Bhakti Dveshi Jane. Anger should be used to punish a demon. Anger should be used to punish a demon who is envious of devotees.
Yeah, and see when you again he used the word should, and most devotees still have material anger. They're angry because they got rage inside. They've been suppressed. Their gurus suppressed them. The Pope suppressed them. Their ministers suppress them. You should be humble, Prabhu. You should be humble, Prabhu. The world suppresses them, right? Politicians suppress them. Just comply. We're all got all this, See, so that's not the Lord's anger. That's not a devotee's anger. A devotee is, purified. Like you see people, they got to get their stuff out of them. All that they're stuffed, and that comes out in this process. And then it becomes more transcendental. Then the devotee becomes, when they're angry, man, it has different results. It has more like a God result. See, that's why Prahlad was not afraid of Nishingadev, because he loves all aspects of the Lord. The Lord has anger, and it's beautiful, and it has its effect of purifying. Matter of fact, those are the loud shouts of Lord Caitanya. They think, oh, Lord Caitanya, oh, he was all Mr. Goody too. Oh, Lord, you was always. He got angry, man, and his anger, his shouting. Oh man, the offenses would fly. It's like a wind, blowing away the obstacles. See? So it should be used in the service of the Lord, but it's automatically used in the service. It's spontaneous. That's why you need to be purified. Otherwise, it's material anger. We see that. You can see the difference. Material anger is polluting, and the anger of the Lord and the Lord's devotees is highly purified. Devananda Pandit is a good example of that. Devananda Pandit was like in the mode of goodness, a very elevated devotee. Okay? And Lord Caitanya saw him and he got angry, really angry. I'm going to rip up his Bhagavatam even. This guy has no devotion. See, so in great anger, he spoke the truth. The truth was Devananda Pandit was not a qualified. Just like I get angry sometimes, and I just speak the truth. I speak, hey, these guys are not, if they don't have devotion, they're not qualified, right? I say what Lord Caitanya says. It's my great pleasure to do that. I feel very, very blessed to do that. Well, but they think that's not very humble, Prabhu. You're not being very popular. You're not going to get lots of followers. I don't care. Lord Caitanya said it. It's true, and that's the truth. Is that he lived by the truth. His truth was his great happiness. I also live by the truth, man. Hey, man, if Devananda Pandits he targeted Devananda Pandit and goes right to all those gurus, all those thousands of gurus. If you're in that situation and you're teaching Bhagavatam and you have no ecstatic devotion, come and Gohari will personally rip up your book. And I'll be serving Lord because that's his mood. Yeah. He only wants real devotees. This is the new message. This is the New Testament, you old Vaishnavas, you old farts out there, man. This is the New Testament, man. Hey, man, get off your seats, man, and hear the real Bhagavatam. Sit down on the floor and listen over here, because we're teaching the real Bhagavatam. I haven't found one person on this in Vaishnava land that had spoken the real Bhagavatam yet. And I've been doing my investigation, except here. So get your little butts off that and come and sit on the floor and listen to the real Bhagavatam. Or any of your followers who have some good sense, who are tired of following people where you don't get the desired result of Krishna praying that's being given here so easily, right before your eyes. Wake up, Jeev Jagos. Krishna praying is being given here to everybody. Right, Fani? How we doing? Making enough jokes? Profound jokes? Okay. So it's time now to teach the principles Lord Caitanya taught. Hey, Devananda Pandits of the world, now, you don't have devotion, you should come get it from the real devotees. Otherwise, you're not really liberating devotees. We're making gurus here. People here, they get devotion, it matures a little bit, and you're liberating others. People come to your classes because they get inspired on the path. They make real progress. And these gurus can't progress anybody beyond the rules and ceremonies and everything. They're all stuck in that sand. They can't hit the real ball. You're hitting the ball, man. You're making holes in one. You golfers out there. That the grace of God is here, because that's our work here, is to light them up. See, wake them up, light them up. Feel the kingdom of God here on this planet by coming and associating with liberated devotees. There's a lot of liberated devotees in this Sangha, man. You can tell they're ecstatic. They love the name of God to the point of tears and laughing and having. You can see, wow, that you see what it's like in Vrindavan. It's like what you see here, and ecstatic devotees chanting like Govinda and River and Lalitas and Rangas and whoever else is like that. See. Come here and Krishna will make you the king and queen of entertainment. You old farts. Listen to this old fart. That's right. Listen, hey, I ain't no old fart. I'm young, man. I'm eternally youthful because bhakti makes you eternally youthful. Yeah, you feel like an 14-year-old. Like Govinda, look at that cute guy. I put a nice picture of him, wrote something nice and put him as an example. He was hugging. See, the example is anyone, you come here and you'll start hugging Chaitanya Bhagavat books. That's hugging Lord Caitanya when you hug the book, man. Go ahead, Tom, read on, man. I don't want to take up the whole show.
Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, and Matsarya. That's lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride, and envy. All have their proper use for the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotee.
Yeah. Okay. Lust. Let's take lust. Lust, this has its proper thing. This lust is transcendental lust. See, people need to look. Wow, this person. I remember I was on the train in India and I was reading Chaitanya Bhagavat and I started crying right there on a train. I was just overwhelmed, just crying in ecstasy. And this person says, wow, you have too much love for God. See, that's what you got to have. Too much. It has to look like it's too much. Because it's just the opposite is look at this person. He's out of control. He's too much lusty for women and all this, or men. Look, he's so lusty. Yeah. You got to be like that for God. And that's beautiful. That's purifying. That's perfect. That's perfection. That's pleasing to that supreme. Well, the Lord, oh, wow, this person really loves me. Boy, I think I want to come as a devotee myself and experience this lust that Radharani has for me. She really wants me bad. And that's pure and that's purifying. See, the opposite is his darkness, his Maya. Oh, I've got to have this guy, man. I got to get this gal. Oh, she's so beautiful. See, that's insane. That's identifying with them. Well, it's not. It is insane, but most people are insane because we identify ourselves as the body, man. Look at the fear now from both sides in the world. Look at the fear. I can't believe it. Both sides, listen, they will both say the same thing. Oh, listen to something. Listen to this terrifying news. And people become terrified because they listen to it. I listened to it and I kind of laughed. I said, listen, this is ridiculous. Look, they're all terrified because they listen, because they don't have this protection. You know, I have the armor of God, man. I have the armor of chanting the holy name in ecstasy. I go and I look at everything, man, because I'm just kind of that kind of devotee. I like to, and I utilize it all for preaching because it's great. You know, I look at all this stuff. I go in there and I look, boy, look at these people looking at all these Netflix, all these demons and demoniac dark things and being polluted because they don't have this. You know? Everybody's become, by this bad association, becoming dark, dark, and darker. Illusion, and more illusion. That's this time. This is Kali Yuga. Hey, got good news for everybody. Hey, come here if you want to live, man. Come here if you want a real sword. We'll give you a sword. We'll give you a shield. A spiritual shield and a spiritual sword, and the demigods and the demons will not touch you. They're all into terror, everybody, even the demigods. Oh, listen to this terrible news. These are the good guys. And the bad guys are saying, well, let us show you the terrible news. And the others, well, hey, here, read all about it. This is what these demons are going to do to you. You should be really terrified. And so everybody is caught in illusion, right? Only this, hey, come listen to this news and you'll be in the love of Krishna, the love of God. You'll be blissful and ecstatic. And you'll look at these guys and think, oh, they're both sad cases. Look at it. They're all still into terror. Even the good guys, they're being bewildered. The demons are thinking, hey, you're for our cause. Look at this. You go and tell everybody what we're doing, and this is very good. You get everybody in fear, and then we get more control. Who knows these things? How do I know these things? Your gurus don't even know these things. Your popes don't know. Oh, they know. They're on the, well, they know to a certain extent. See, we have the medicine here. We counteract all that stuff. See? Both sides are getting everybody afraid, right? Therefore, you come under Maya's control. I see both sides are getting everybody afraid. I wish I could. No, I don't wish, but if I felt some, it just bounces off. I kind of feel like, because of Krishna's grace, and I just stay with Krishna's grace, I feel like Superman. All those bullets of the serpent weapons are boom, 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 coming off the chest, man. I just could sit there and go ahead, fire away, man. Boom, 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 boom. And they just bouncing off, just like on that Superman movie. Don't affect. How would you like to be that? How would you like to be impervious to all the serpent weapons and the demigod weapons? Everybody is under the control of Maya. There's one way out. That's the real devotees, and I didn't see many around. I think they're only here in our Sangha that are really clear. You see, really ecstatic. What an opportunity. What a rare place, man. Gold is here. Jewels are here. Better than jewels and gold and everything. Your freedom is here. Freedom from birth and death, old age and disease. Go ahead, Tom, read on. Sorry, I get a little inspired.
A devotee of the Lord cannot tolerate blasphemy of the Lord or his other devotees. And the Lord also cannot tolerate blasphemy of a devotee. Thus, Lord Narasimhadev was so very angry that the great demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva and even the goddess of fortune, who is the Lord's constant companion, could not pacify him, even after offering prayers of glorification and praise.
Yeah, and this becomes spontaneous. Like when you get purified and you see somebody, a brother and sister here that is a devotee being blasphemed, you also defend the devotee. I mean, it's an opportunity to preach. Otherwise, people don't know. They think, oh, it's okay to criticize, and oh, that's not very humble for you, Prabhu, to defend a devotee here that has real devotion. I love doing it. Personally, I don't really get it. I use it just to me. It's just an opportunity to preach. Oh, you're an illusion, man. These persons have. I teach them, something. I say something because they're blaspheming in ignorance. They may not understand or hear right away, or they might. So the thing is, that's why isn't it nice to stand up for something? Like Janaki says, if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for everything. So if you sit there and you start to inherit naturally the Lord's nature. The Lord loves to defend his devotees. And that's his way of preaching the truth. People go against devotees because they're ignorant, because of ignorance. So who's going to help them? And if you hear a devotee is spontaneously angry at some non-devotee blaspheming or criticizing a real devotee, that makes an impression. That person will, that's like a thorn plucking out a thorn. That person hears, whoa, he's really angry. See, you get their attention. And this is all spontaneous. It's not a should thing. You just can't do it. Just get purified, man. Just come here and chant the holy name and get to the point where you get hollowed out here, like a nice flute, and Krishna will blow your horn, man. Blow his horn through you, as you, and get the attention of the conditioned souls. Honk, honk, conch, conch. You're like that. Signaling his message. And it'll get stronger and louder to more and more people to hear. Look, I got 18 people listening consistently every day, usually 18, 25. Okay? You see the conch, the horn is getting louder, man. It's like a French horn. See? Going out louder, louder. People starting to hear it. Oh, wow, there's somebody speaking something. Oh, this sounds really different. Wow, God, how can he say all those things? Wow, let me go listen. Like that, because where do you hear stuff like that? Who has the kahunas to say these things? See, even Mayavati is listening. Great, thank you, Mayavati. Don't anybody criticize my friend here. Mayavati she likes coming here. You all welcome her with open arms. You guys just do what you're inspired to do, whatever that is. Krishna will lead you. Okay, go ahead there, Tom.
No one was able to pacify the Lord in his anger. But because the Lord was willing to exhibit his affection for Prahlad Maharaj, all the demigods and the others present before the Lord pushed Prahlad Maharaj forward to pacify him.
See, that changed the Lord's mood. See, he came from chastising the devotee, chastising Hiranyakashipu. All of a sudden, he's looking now. See, he looks at Prahlad, and even though he's angry and all that, and Prahlad's sitting there, wow, what a wonderful form you have. Oh, I really like. See, he's affectionately, and so the Lord's mood changes. That's how the Lord is. You know, he just that's why when you feel this devotion, this affection for the Lord awaken, the Lord reciprocates with that affection for you. See, and then you relish that together, these moods. See, you're in your spiritual body and the Lord's in his, and you're intermingling together. See, and it's so pleasurable for both parties. It's called Yoga Maya. See, that's how you see. This is our eternal position. Is I'm eternally a person. The Lord is eternally a person, and we're here for a relationship. We're here to relate, have fun together. See, there's the Lord in his nature, and there's a devotee in his nature, and we intermingle very intimately. And man, that is the highest pleasure. That is the greatest treasure. That's the pearl of great price that Jesus introduced. And this is that explained. See, and people can taste that happiness. There's no greater happiness than this intermingling with the Lord's transcendental form, because your spiritual form is awakened, but it's got to be awakened. That's what we do. That's our work. That's our contribution to Vaishnavism. You'll get what you can't get from any of these gurus. They can't do this work. I haven't seen one that could. They do their work, whatever that is, rules, regulations. When you get tired of just and you want to progress, this is the progressive path. Go ahead, Tom.
This is next verse. The goddess of fortune, Lakshmiji, was requested to go before the Lord by all the demigods present, who because of fear could not do so. But even
Goddess of fortune is still in that awe and reverent relationship. So she cannot see the deeper nature of the Lord so much. She never saw a form like that. See, the devotees, the deeper devotees who worship in ecstatic love, any form the Lord takes is very interesting to them and very, they have no fear. They have no fear of any of the forms. They have no fear of the forms that the Lord takes in the material world, much less his transcendental forms. Okay? They don't have any forms of, these are all the Lord's forms in this world. All this dystopian stuff and all of this stuff, that's all the Lord's forms. Even the material forms don't cause things. If a devotee feels any fear, they just retreat to Krishna. That transcendental form and all protection. That's how I was teaching the devotees very practically here. If you're meditating and becoming fearful by meditating on the world for some reason, and you start to feel fear inside, just retreat to chant your holy name. Chant his holy name, Krishna, and you'll get all protection. Lord Caitanya, Krishna, the devotees, read Chaitanya Bhagavat, chant the verses. Retreat there. And you'll find the Lord, because you're going to him, he'll take away all your fear. He'll raise you above all the illusions, give you the perfect solution, everything. I mean, he does. This is my experience. This is what I do. Sometimes I get busy or I'm meditating too much, fascination for the worldly events of how they're going to kill us every day. It's just all these various torture methods. And it's just, after a while, I feel, too much. I can feel a little fear coming. I just, okay, Hare Krishna, boom, gone. Thank you, Lord. See? That's the gift you can get here. You can overcome. Nobody likes fear. You like sadness or fear? Well, don't come here. You want to relish that material ras, fear, sadness? Well, go listen to the good or the bad people. They're all saying the same thing. Oh, good people. They tell you, oh, listen how terrible these guys are doing. And then you get in fear that way. And the demons say, well, let us show you the fearful things we're doing to you. And then the fear is generated. So nobody can overcome fear except devotees. See? What does Krishna say? Oh, listen, look how How just look at me, look at my name, hear my name, be with my devotees, my real devotees, and see how much blessings you get. How your fear just goes bye-bye. How your anxieties go bye-bye. How you fall in love with the name of God and always have that access. Oh, and look how you benefit people by chanting the names in ecstasy and showing them the example of how to get out of this illusion quickly. Go ahead, Tom.
Yes. I like all those emotions coming from the Lord. They make me feel alive. It's alive. It's a play. Yes. But even she had never seen such a wonderful and extraordinary form of the Lord, and thus she could not approach him.
Yeah, even a lot of devotees, they're only at best in the mode of goodness, and they're not real devotees yet. Devotee is transcendental. That's why they think, oh, God is always, they have this misunderstanding, oh, God is always peaceful. Devotees are always calm and peaceful and humble. Oh, they never get angry, right? God never gets angry. Even though the books are all showing these things, Lord Caitanya got angry, Jesus got angry, Krishna got angry, Lord Nishingadev, Lord Nishingadev got angry. It's just a beautiful quality when it's to do with the Lord and the Lord's devotees. Lord Chaitanya beat up Advaita with his fist, actually physical violence. And Advaita was in ecstasy. My God, I'm being beaten by the Lord. Wonderful. I mean, how many times think about it. People think, oh, the Lord will never do that. But a devotee's thinking, oh, please do, please do. It's like transcendental S&M because it's spiritual. Look at Shivananda Singh. Nityananda, who is the second form of God, kicked him right in the chest, knocked him across the road, I'm sure. Nityananda's kick is heavy. Shivananda picks himself up. Wow, the Lord's foot touched me. Oh, now I've attained everything good. And he did it in an anger. He was angry. Shivananda saying, this guy, he didn't provide my quarters and I'm very hungry. And he kicked him, knocked him down. And Shivananda wake up. Wow, man, your foot has touched me. Oh, Lord, I've attained everything by your chastisement. But who thinks like that? Even by a guru, the Lord chastised you through the guru, man. A real guru, not these phony balonies. You get the same result. Something wonderful happens. Something fantastic. Some great blessing you couldn't get with the lotus flower thing. The light touch. You needed the hard touch. It's always perfect. Yeah, Srila Prabhupada got angry too. Yeah, it's great. See, so the Lord, we're learning so much about God. I mean, here, it's just who knows about the Lord in all this full range of transcendental emotions. See, the thing is, they're all transcendental, and people don't know the full range. That's why most Vaishnavas, they have all these beautiful devotional books all the way up to the highest levels, but they can't take full advantage of them until you come to this place here. And then because that's what we teach, transcendental mellows. Lord Caitanya taught transcendental mellows, his devotees, and we also. Now, it's time for this teaching. Amy Rose, read what Amy Rose said there, Tom.
I couldn't overcome fear and sadness. It was consuming me completely. The knowledge and the understanding I have received from this preaching and this association has been the ultimate game changer for me. It has made me understand who I am and why I am here. which is very crucial information. Without this information, there is no hope. There is only darkness and death. Where there was once darkness, now there is light. Where once there was death, now there is life.
Yeah, you see, this is conclusive understanding. This is the business of real devotees, is to take that sadness and that fear away by wiping away ignorance, like a cloth, like a nice wet cloth, wiping away the ignorance, putting coolness. See, people are sad and in fear because of ignorance. They don't know these concepts we're teaching, these conceptions. They pluck out the ignorance that are causing us misery and sadness and unhappiness. That's why when people say, "Oh, I don't want to go listen to your repetitive classes," and they're sad and they're in fear, they have no idea. See, so see, Amy Rose she comes to the classes, she hears the repetition. What's it say? She's overcoming fear and sadness, because that's how you do it. You hear from devotees. I love to repeat things. I relish these words. I relish the name. I repeat the name Hare Krishna all the time, every day. And I relish that name. Why shouldn't I repeat Bhagavad Gita 10:10 every day and relish it? Relish and love to talk about these conceptions that help benefit the world. That these gurus can't teach Bhagavad Gita 10:10 because they're not Bhagavad Gita 10:10. You got to be it, man. Show us that you're Bhagavad Gita 10:10. Show us you're the verses there. You're a person who worships Lord Krishna with ecstatic prema, or in other words, loving ecstasy. Show us that you have the real understanding and the real knowledge. Show us that you've made devotees transcendental love for God awaken, because you're that kind of a transmitter of the truth. Show us. But nobody shows, because they're not bona fide. They're not qualified. They need to get their little fat asses off the Vyasa-san and come here. Otherwise, your followers and you will die dry. As we see, you can go and look at their chanting, look at their dancing, look at their activities. You want progressive Vaishnavism? Are you ready for more? Well, here it is. Go ahead, Tom.
Purport or next verse?
Whatever your heart desires.
Purport. The Lord has unlimited forms and bodily features. These are all situated in Vaikuntha. Yet, Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, being inspired by Lila Shakti, could not appreciate this unprecedented form of the Lord. In this regard, Srila Madhvacharya recites the following verses from the Brahmananda Purana. In other words, for the common man, the form of the Lord as Narasimhadev is certainly unseen and wonderful. But for a devotee like Prahlad Maharaj, such a fearsome form of the Lord is not at all extraordinary. By the grace of the Lord, a devotee can very easily understand how the Lord can appear in any form he likes.
Yeah, so that's the Lord's transcendental appearance. But the Lord, everything is a form of the Lord. And you look in the broad sense, like Bhagavad Gita teaches in more of a broad sense sometimes. Devotee, when you're purified, you see everything as a form of the Lord. You see the wall as a form of the Lord. You see that people are forms of the Lord, awakened or unawakened, but most are asleep. You see bad people a form of the Lord, in that form of ignorance and passion. You see good people as a form of the Lord in goodness in goodness. Everything is a form of the Lord. You see yourself as a form of the Lord. Okay? And know your nature. You know, oh, okay, this is a form of the Lord as a devotee. Can you imagine? It's unbelievable. I mean, I can't believe that the Lord lets me see. But this all comes from bhakti yoga. By this advanced stage of bhakti is chanting and ecstasy. Man, you start to see things in a very detached, comprehensive way, like the Lord sees. Oh yeah, this is what a wonderful form. Then this is your form, man, and as a devotee, man, and I'm here to with that nature to worship you like this, and this gives you great pleasure. And man, I found the greatest pleasure, the pearl of great price. And I'm here. It's the Lord's pleasure and my pleasure at the same time to distribute this true knowledge, this ultimate end of all endeavors in this world while we're here, or whatever world we're in. The devotees, they go from world to world. I'm a preacher type. I love this. I'll go to another, whether I'm with Lord Caitanya, actually physically, or with him like this, I'm with him. We're together forever. I love this, It just gets better and better and better, doesn't it? And I'm so happy to share this with others. And you'll see, you get it. Also, you want to share with others and become part of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. And Jesus is there. What do you think? Jesus doesn't come again and again and again? No, they're always saying it's a great pleasure to liberate souls. It's a pastime. Great way to pass your time, huh? I love this, man. This is so fantastic, man. To come every day and chant in ecstasy and share this and see happy customers like Amy and Fanny and River and Govinda. I love satisfying customers. It's great, man. Coming for the product, Krishna himself, that we're authorized distributors, prema distributors. Actually, I think Radha is more of the product. Devotion. And Krishna comes automatically. You get the devotion, automatically Krishna's there. You just start to, he just hangs around. He says, oh, this is a devotee that has a devotion now. Oh, I want to hang around this person. Isn't that what happens? I get reports here all the time. People start coming here. They start believing and having faith in what we're doing. They go out in the world and they say, God, I just feel Krishna's presence with me. Ask Fani. Ask Shama Sundari, Shama Gori. Ask Amy. Ask on and on and on. A lot of satisfied customers. More coming every day. It's just getting better. We're getting better at our art here, our science. Go ahead, Tom. A little bit more, and then we're going to take a break.
I just wanted to say, if I don't feel this contact with the Lord, if I don't feel him, see him, then for me, then there is no real life. Then it's all dead.
Yeah. That's what you get in Sadhu Sangha. A lot of people don't know that they're like walking dead. See, Jesus knew this. He said, let the dead bury the dead. See, also, Prabodhananda, all devotees see the same thing. People are like walking dead because they got to be spiritually reborn. They got to be activated. You look at Vaishnavas. I look at it. I look at these gurus. They're not alive yet. They're not lit up. They have to be lit up. We're it for them. I didn't see anybody I would see alive. Even they crank out acharyas now that continue the lines, but they're not even lit up. I seen that, and at best they're just mode of goodness. They're just goody two shoes, and they follow the rule. I mean, they could be sincere in everything, but that's not a real acharya in our line. It's not a real spiritual master. You got to be the type that awakens the bhakti that you have, which is transcendental, in others. Okay, now we're talking a real line. We're talking about real transcendental servants of God. Now we got the real action going back on this world. Now we got real deliverance going on in this world. Not some mode of goodness thing. That ain't good enough. Lord Caitanya kicked the brahmachari out of it. Oh, he's faster and all that. Get him out of here. He's polluting our thing. No, I only want real devotees who have real devotion. That's what we make here. We generate. See, look at River. She relishes these things. See, that's what it's about. To relish the words of your guru, who is talking under the inspiration and the influence of the transcendental potency. Just like Maharaj Pariksha. What's the difference between River and Govinda or Tom and Maharaj Pariksha listening to Sukadev? You get another chance at, instead of just reading about it, you get to experience what it's like to be like a devotee, like Maharaj Pariksha, and the transcendental happiness you hear from an empowered person speaking to you. Not just rules and regulations, but confidential truths that no one has heard in a long time. Sometimes ever. The Lord is always doing new stuff through his real empowered servants. Look at this. I'm amazed how the Vaishnavas don't know what the real path is. They think they know all about bhakti and everything, but they don't know about the grace of Lord Caitanya that we're giving here. I point their nose in the book. Look, didn't you see that Lord Caitanya was giving grace? He gave the order to Nityananda and Advaita, go and give this prema bhakti even to the lowest person. Don't you see it was given then and it's given now again? We're doing it, man. You're seeing it right before your eyes. The same prema that they gave is given here in 2022. Wake up. Come on, Ji Jago. For God's sake, your sake. Come on, you little Krishnas. Otherwise, the world is hurting you into oblivion, isn't it? They're hurting you, hurting everybody. Here, we're hurting you into eternal immortality. You have no chance to be one of the elites over there, and you wouldn't even want to be when you understand this. This is the elites. The Lord wants to make you an elite. Make all useless eaters, and that includes those elites. They're useless eaters, really. Everybody's useless. Basically, we're all useless eaters without bhakti, man. The Lord wants to make us useful eaters. We eat Him. We become transcendental cannibals. We eat the name of God. That's eating Krishna, isn't it? And this is pure, purifying, and greatest pleasure to eat Krishna's name, the bread of life, explained, see, and demonstrated here. This is preaching, man. Tasting the holy name like Lord Caitanya did is the greatest preaching in this universe. That's why you got to get it here, man. Otherwise, you're going to be one of these false guys. You got false, everything's false. False guru, false teachings, false gods. You got to show you're worshiping the real God. Let's see it on your face. Let's see it in your chanting, man, in ecstasy. Let's see you got the real blessing of the Lord. Otherwise, you cannot chant in ecstasy. That's why if you get the blessing of Lord Krishna, He'll give you a guru. And then you get the real blessing, which is the ecstasy. To chant the holy name, right? That's the way it works. That's why you guys are chanting. You got the mercy of Krishna to come here and to become ecstatic chanters. You're not like many of these Vaishnavas still. Oh, what are you doing? We're not interested in that ecstatic chanting. Well, what is that? What are you doing, man? No, give us more rules. Give us more ceremonies. Give us hard work. Okay? But you guys, look, you guys the Lord has given you the intelligence to come here because you weren't satisfied with dry chanting and dry rules and regulations as being a stereotype Brahmin or a renounced sannyasi with a sourpuss. because you can't do anything. Ooh, I'm renouncing I want to have sex. I want to do this. I want to do that, but I'm forcing myself not to. Can't you tell? I'm not very happy. You want to be like that, false renunciate, dry renunciate? Or you want to be juiced up? You just come as you are, and my Lord is very powerful. He will give you bhakti as you are. Ask Amy Rose. Ask Govinda. Ask Tom. You can be normal and natural, but just because you've come here to the right place where real prema bhakti is being distributed, and it is very true and very real, and there's so many witnesses just for coming here, the Lord says, oh, we'll make it easy for you because you followed my real instruction. You're listening to my real associate, my real representative here, and you're not being waylaid by my false representatives who don't represent pure devotional service. They represent something else, some other level within the modes. Go ahead, Tom. One little bit more.
Yes. By the grace of the Lord, a devotee can very easily understand how the Lord can appear in any form he likes. Therefore, the devotee is never afraid of such a form. Because of special favor bestowed upon Prahlad Maharaj, he remained silent and unafraid, even though all the demigods, including even Lakshmi Devi, were afraid of Lord Narasimha Dev.
See, the deeper our relationship with the Lord is, the less fear you get. The closer you are with God, you start to understand his nature just by closeness. Isn't that the way, the more intimate, even in relationships in the world, the more intimate you get with somebody, the more you know them, right? Well, apply that to God, to his name. The more close you come to the name, the more you feel the Lord's happiness, which is this ecstatic, raging ecstasy. That's the Lord. That's the complete form, and the truth about it. You see, you get so close with that. Wow, why would you fear the Lord Nishingadev? See, Prahlad was one of those very intimate devotees, beyond just awe and reverence of Vaikuntha even. And many of us are here like that also. Why would we be afraid? Because that's the Lord. We know that nature. It's like, wow, this is a beautiful form of yours. Shows you the blessings of Lord Caitanya are beyond what even the goddess of fortune got or the demigods got, because that was before the appearance of Lord Caitanya. But look at us. I'm not afraid of Nishingadev's form. I love it. I love any beauty. It's all beautiful and surprising, wonderful. Yeah. I love that garland of intestines. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. Just because it's related to the Lord. If he likes it, because he's like that. He's actually ultimately Hiranyakashipu was his devotee. We all know that. There was those two, Jai and Vijay. Hiranyaksha was Jai and Vijay, one of those two. And Hiranyakashipu, they came as demons. So there's great secrets in all these things. We're actually, everybody here is a real devotee. We're just contaminated with the modes of nature. So we become devotees of his Maya. See, still devotees, right? You're devoted to your child. That's Mahamaya. You're devoted to your friends. That's Mahamaya. You're devoted to your gold. That's Mahamaya, God in the form of gold. Just kind of dry form, isn't it? Oh, it's shiny. Ooh, whoopie-doo. I was trying to, I got some silver once, and I was trying to get some raw. I wanted to see what people feel that. So I was feeling it, and it's just like, it was so bodily. I know too much now. I have too much experience with spirit as the real feeling, that you really want. I couldn't get in it, but people, they go and they play with their gold and silvers and their babies and their dogs and their cats and I can't get anything. Not much. I get more from a dog or a cat because they move around. They got spirit, soul in them. There's
Yes,
something there.
exactly.
The inanimate objects is just very dead. It's just dead in the modes. Ignorance, darking.
So the soul is is the contact point. Yeah, the soul. We want to make contact to the souls and the super soul. That's a question.
Yeah, yeah. The reason why people like the people more usually is because there's more life in them, less ignorance. Even though there's ignorance there, but less than a tree or something that's in the ground. Uh, but even people like that, it's just the illusion, Just anyway, the transcendental form of God is really great. It's really wonderful, and that's what we're here to teach. And you know what? I think I got to go now.
There's only one sentence from the
Oh
purport.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Not only is a pure devotee of Narayan like Prahlad Maharaj unafraid of any dangerous condition of material life, but also if the Lord appears in order to mitigate the fear of a devotee, the devotee maintains his status of fearlessness in all circumstances.
Yeah, see, it's the devotee naturally doesn't feel fear because of their closeness with the transcendental form of God. The Lord ain't feeling fear of his creation in the world, right? It all comes from the Lord. So we get that protection of the Lord because of our taking shelter of his transcendental form. That's why you develop faith in the name by being around devotees who have the shelter. See, it's very encouraging to be around devotees who get result from that. Yeah. Okay, so we'll take a break. If you want, you can go start reading some more. Just do your live, and people might want to hear. Continue. You can continue reading them. Hare Krishna, everybody. Hey, have a great day. Thank you very much for coming, and we'll be back. So come with us if you want to live and live well.